Welcome everyone to the Geneva History Museum's February Brown Bag virtual as we continue to pivot through this pandemic. I'm Terry Emma, the Executive Director. This is Heidi Howlett, our museum educator, who's going to present our program today on catalog homes. I just first wanted to welcome all of you and tell you about how our virtual programming works. So we're going to continue virtual programming here. And this may be something we're going to continue to do even when we can all get back together again. We are finding that we are reaching a wide variety of audience through this virtual programming to many states where people love Geneva, but they just can't be here in person. So we really appreciate that you sign up for our programs, and we hope you'll continue to be with us virtually and learn about Geneva's history. Uh, as you know, we are closed. We've been closed almost a year now. March 13th will be our anniversary of closing along with the schools. And we've been doing projects though while we're closed. So we're not just sitting here doing nothing, but we have almost finished our entire reshelving project down in the lower level for both the archives and the collections, thanks to a great grant, three wonderful grants from the Institute of Museum and Library Services, the Dunham Fund, and the Riverboat Grant. So we were able to create new shelving for all the objects, and we are almost done. And then this Thursday, big news, a story booth is being installed in our main gallery. So when we reopen, you can't wait to come in here. We're going to have so many fun new things for you to see and so many great things to show that we've accomplished during this closure. So we welcome you back, and we'll let you know when that happens, when we're all ready to go. March 9th will be our brown bag on Her Story, and that's in honor of Women's History Month. So be sure that's already on our website. If you'd like to, after this program, register for that. We'd love to have you with us virtually again. So all of you are muted with no video during this webinar program, but you can certainly use the chat at the bottom of your screen to send us questions. Those will probably be held until the end of the program, just so you know, unless there's an urgent question that needs to be addressed or technology issues that our curator Marky is on here to help provide assistance. But please use the chat to ask questions. And then at the end of the program, we will unmute those who would like to ask a question when you raise your hand, which is also down below at the bottom of your screen, a raise hand feature. So please work with us, and then you'll have to unmute yourself and ask your question, and we'll do our best to provide the answer. So without further ado, I'm going to give my chair here to Heidi Howlett. Heidi has been here for how many years now?
Going on 7.
Going on 7 years, providing programs for students and adults, tours. We tag team with tours all the time. We can't wait to do those again. She's also famous for her cemetery walks in October, which we hope to return maybe this fall. We'll see. And then she's also been doing virtual programming with me during closure. You can check our YouTube. We have several videos up with a walking tour of downtown Geneva and If These Walls Could Talk, taking you to places that you don't normally get to see, like the second floor of Little Traveler. So I'm going to turn this over to Heidi, and we're going to share our screen and I'll get on with the program.
The hour has arrived. Dad gathers Mom and Sis into the carriage. He hops into the wagon with his brothers to ride off to the railroad station. The day and hour have come to greet a first shipment of our family's brand new home. All the lumber will be pre-cut and arrive with instructions for Dad and my uncles to assemble and build. Mom and Dad picked out number 140 of Sears, Roebuck and Company catalog. It will have 2-bedroom, a cobblestone foundation, plus a front porch, but no bath. They really wanted number 155 with a screened-in front porch, built-in buffet, and an inside bath. But $1,100 was twice as much what Dad said he could afford. In just a few days, the whole family will sleep under the roof of our custom-made Sears modern home. From New York to Kansas, Pennsylvania to Wyoming, and beyond, 100,000 families turned to mail order companies in the early 20th century for one of their most important purchases, their homes. Between 1908 and 1940, Sears, Roebuck and Company was the place to find not only everything to fill an American home, it also manufactured and sold homes themselves. Approximately 450 ready to assemble designs from mansions to bungalows and even summer cottages. All shipping was done by rail. Consequently, the largest concentration of homes are in the Northeast and Midwest, which were served by more rail lines. Loading a rail car, one crew and a foreman for each car, 5 loading tracks per lumberyard. Tell me somebody didn't get their head bonked when that situation. OSHA would not like that. The construction manual instructed owners to make a record of each shipment, including the number shown on the seals of the railroad cars and an inventory of each piece as it was unloaded. A typical Sears house, unassembled, could fit into 2 boxcars. Sears and other companies provided pre-cut lumber at a time when power tools were almost unknown, as well as a complete set of specifications and instructions. Shipping dates were staggered to allow for the materials to arrive about the time they were needed. First to arrive was the building paper and nails, lumber and frames. The last was the millwork and the laundry tub. The number of separate parts, not including nails or screws, averaged about 30,000 for an ordinary home. Wouldn't you like to inventory all that? Ordered by mail, sent by rail, wherever a boxcar or 2 could pull up. These popular houses were meant to fill the need for sturdy, inexpensive, and especially modern homes, complete with the desirable conveniences of indoor plumbing and electricity. Thousands of these well-built homes survived in small towns and big cities throughout the country. Most present owners, however, are unaware of their mail order origins of their houses. One way to check to see if you think you have a catalog home is to check the rafters for numbers like these. Carlinville, Illinois. This small town in central Illinois, about 5,400 people, has 152 Sears homes in a 12-block area. It is not the largest collection of Sears homes in the country, as most often reported. That honor falls to Elgin, Illinois, which has over 210 homes within the city borders. However, Carlinville does have the largest continuous collection of Sears homes. Those 152 Sears homes are all in one neighborhood. Fueled by the opening of a new coal mine and post-War I industrialism, Carlinville, Illinois experienced a population explosion. The solution to the resulting housing shortage was uniquely American: pre-cut homes ordered from Sears Roebuck Company. Standard Oil, owners of a coal mine, wrote a check for $1 million. The money bought 192 houses, 156 in a 12-block section of Carlinville, and 36 more houses in nearby Wood River, Illinois, which also had a standard coal mine. Coal miners occupied the houses, and Carlinville neighborhood became known as the Standard Edition. Sadly, the mining area closed after only 6 years, and the houses sat empty. There are 152 still up today. 4 have been burnt or torn down. Until the late 1980s, the existence of catalog homes was not widely known and had very little interest in them. When the supply of affordable Victorian homes dwindled, young homeowners started buying and rehabilitating houses built in the first decade of the 20th century. A large percentage of the houses could be traced to the modern homes department of Sears. Sears was the largest, sales reaching 30,000 homes by 1925. The main reason for their success was their reputation for quality at a reasonable price. Sears was not the only American company to manufacture or sell homes through mail order catalogs, nor was it the only company to sell house designs. Aladdin, Montgomery Ward, Gordon Van Tyne, Sterling, and Harris Brothers was just a few. Now I'm going to show you a few of the 40 catalog homes we have here in Geneva. We're going to start with the Sears homes. Here's a page from the catalog. I'm going to read what the catalog ad actually says. I did not write this. This is what's in the catalog. This is the Starlight. And the ad says, "This tasty design of a bungalow is a winner for the price which we ask for all materials required for its construction. 5 rooms, also a pantry and a bathroom, all of good size, make this house quite convenient for the average family desiring to own their own home at a small cost." Now there's 2 plans, with a bathroom and one without a bathroom. And I did chuckle when I saw that the bedrooms were all of good size. They're 10 by 10. So here's our five room, not 5 bedroom, 5-room house. Note the porch column on the left. Now the Starlight in Geneva is just flipped, and here's a Geneva's Starlight. I'm not exactly sure why the column on the porch is cut low, but if anybody has any suggestions, I thought maybe taking furniture into the house, but we're open for suggestions. This one was built in 1925. It's 1,100 square feet. That is the Starlight. This is a piece of the original lumber that the owner showed us when we were out taking pictures of the house. There you can see Sears, Roebuck and Company. To folks who like a touch of individuality with good taste, the Crescent Bungalow makes a special appeal. The front door, side lights, and windows have all been admirably selected. Seldom indeed do you find a more inviting front porch, its hood supported by graceful columns and an entrance that we provide for this house. That was what the ad says. Here's another 5-room with a neat porch, the Crescent. And here is the Crescent in Geneva on Richard Street, built in 1923. A few modifications like the skylights have been added. And here's the Crescent on McKinley. The Rhodesia. It's hardly necessary to say that this is the most attractive little house. The illustration proves it beyond a doubt. Furthermore, the price is also attractive. Much thought and expert advice have been expended in designing the exterior that will make this bungalow appeal to lovers of artistic homes, while the floor plan appeals to all people desiring the utmost economy and space. This plan has proved to be one of our most popular houses, and owners are delighted with it. Starting at just $900. Now this is a Rhodesia in Geneva. Now you're looking at that going, took us a little bit of investigation to find it. But if you look at, I'm going to go back, notice the hipped roof on the side and the window on the right side and front. There it is on East Side Drive. It's had several additions on it, but we finally found some of the original features. And here it is again. Sometimes some of these small houses have been added on to many times, and it's tough to find them. The Hamilton, a bungalow that fulfills all the promises of its handsome exterior. It is just up to date and has as many good features in the interior. Just a glance at the floor plan will reveal an excellent arrangement of rooms. Truly, the Hamilton is a model of appearance, convenience, and price. This one's a little bit more expensive, starting at $2,000. Geneva has 3 of this style. They all have the front top window. They're a little bit different now, but they all have the same side hipped gable window. So here is the Hamilton. Here's the Hamilton on Richards. Their front porch has been enclosed. Here it is on Richards. You can't see their side gabled roof. And here it is on board with the original chimney. This one was built in 1927. They all were built in the 1920s. The Claremont. Americanized English style of architecture is expressed in the lines of this 6-room bungalow. The front entrance is unusual in design and forms a convenient vestibule and clothes closet. Note the asymmetrical roof line at the front door, and the curved front door. Now, Geneva has 2 Claremonts, one on Dodson, and they're right next door to each other. This one was built in 1937. And this is the actual label from the baseboard of the house that the owner shared with us. And right next door, built in 1933, is another Claremont. The Berwyn. Flower box, batten-style shutters, and a cozy arched entrance make this a friendly home. Simple in outline and inexpensive to build the Sears way. 5 bright, sunny rooms are the most approved bungalow arrangement. Bath and bedrooms opening off the hall, and basement stairs under the main roof. How about that? The exterior looks equally attractive when finished with beveled siding or wide stained shingles. Now the Berwyn, our Berwyn, here's the Berwyn with its arched openings. And this is the Berwyn, a picture of the actual Berwyn from 1942. It was built in 1928, but this picture is from 1942, 870 square feet. Obviously, it's been added on to and added a garage. Here's a picture from 1957. This one is on
Richard Street.
Hang on. I don't have what this was on. We don't have the address on that one. Richards. Yeah. 732 Richard Street. And 57. And here it is today, or after they took away the arched entrance, and here it is today on Richard Street. They took away the cuteness of it. The Willard, a 2-story English cottage type of home and is a remarkable value due to its careful planning and savings. The projection at the front, which forms a vestibule and closet, is graceful in appearance. The lantern over the front door is of English design. The batten-style shutters to match the front door design are used with a double window in front of the dining room on the first floor. So that is the Willard. Here's the floor plan. It's got a cute little side fireplace in the right by the front door. And the last 2 houses talked about batten-style shutters. So here's what a batten-style shutter looks like. They use those. I think they were probably inexpensive to make. And here is ours, Willard, in Geneva on the east side on Austin. It was built in 1930, and it is 1,614 square feet. You can see they've added a dormer in the front, and they've added a bay window and an addition in the back, and in a garage. The Bellwood, another happy combination of a well laid out floor plan with a modern, attractive exterior. The design is an adaptation of a small English cottage. Exterior walls planned to be covered with a gray, pre-stained, clear red cedar shingles. Did you get all that? Gray, pre-stained, clear red cedar shingles. That's what it says. The graceful manner of which the front gabled roof curves over the vestibule gives the home of an unusual, inviting entrance. Careful groupings of windows and batten-style shutters are also added to the exterior. And this is the Bellwood in Geneva on Woodlawn. It's just flipped from this one. The Mitchell, follows English architecture with a touch of popular California studio style. Two gables, one higher than the other, bring out the beauty of the shingled sidewall and high roof. The picturesque stone and brick chimney rises to the left of the door between the gables. At its base on the terrace is a decorative colonial bench. Strap iron hinges on the sturdy arched front door, and a quaint English lamp hanging above bespeak the hospitality and happiness that dwell within. That's a lot to put in an ad. Here's another picture of the Mitchell. And here is our Mitchell, built in 1920. It's had an addition put on the back, as you can see. But I'm looking for that English bench by the fireplace. They kind of missed that one. But it is also, here's the floor plan for the Mitchell. The Priscilla is a slightly smaller version of the Martha Washington design. It will delight lovers of a real colonial type of architecture. The entrance with its colonial columns, colonial door, and side light is most attractive and inviting. The view to the visitor or passerby presents a vision of hospitality and brightness that is characteristic of many famous historic homes. Fancy this commodious home set in a landscape as pictured in the illustration. The red tile approach to the brick porch ornamented by flowers and shrubbery will often prompt you to stand and admire this beautiful creation of the architecture skill. I did not write that. Here's the floor plan to the Priscilla. Note the sleeping porch on the second floor. And here's our Priscilla. It was built in 1925, 1,200 square feet. The garage has been added, but note they have a red brick walkway up to the front of the house. They follow the ad's design. The Gordon, the simple dignity and beauty of a colonial architecture found many expressions. One of is most interesting is being a Cape Cod colonial, exemplified in the Gordon. It features 5 to 7 rooms and 2 bathrooms. Here is our Gordon. It was redone in the 1970s and also added a garage. Homes built in a day. The Aladdin Company of Bay City, Michigan was one of America's most long-lived manufacturers of mail-order kit homes. Begun in 1906 by 2 brothers, Otto and William Sovereign, the family-owned firm continued to manufacture homes until the 1980s. Over the firm's long history, it sold over 75,000 homes to both individual and corporate customers. Skilled labor is absolutely unnecessary in any part of construction of an Aladdin house because we supply the skilled labor at our mill, preparing the entire house for you to fit together in just a few days. A saw is not needed in any part of the construction of one of our houses. We do all the measuring and sawing and fitting in our mill by automatic machinery and the best skilled labor. Our mill is situated right in the heart of the great timberlands of Michigan. When finished, Aladdin home will last for several generations, direct from the forest to the home. This is the Brentwood from Aladdin. Approaching from the side, here is a home of impressive beauty. Our designers were inspired by the inclination of the present-day home builder for well-proportioned dignity in simplest embellishment. Note the exceptional large picture window. 3 plans are shown. 2 have 2 bedrooms, 1 has 3 bedrooms. Ample space is available in the kitchen for all plans for either a dining table or a snack bar. Here's the Brentwood. It does not come with the man watering your lawn, though. And here's the Brentwood on Woodlawn. This was built in the 1953 as one of our younger catalog homes in Geneva. Note they still have the fireplace, the picture window, and the window box. The Ventura. The Ventura is built in 1955, another young one. It is on 5th Avenue on the east side. Bay City, Michigan was a home of three major kit home manufacturings, including International Mill and Timber, also known as Sterling Homes, Aladdin, Lewis, and Lewis Manufacturing. Located on Saginaw Bay with its easy access to Lake Huron, blessed with abundance of timber, milling was a big business. It was a logical location for multiple kit home builders to emerge. Sterling had generous terms. In 1915, the average annual income was about $650. Many of the homes of Sterling catalog were well within the reach of the average buyer. By making a 50% cash down payment, they could arrange financing for the remaining balance for 24 months. After 2 years, a buyer could own their home free and clear. Wouldn't that be nice? The Mayfair, a true craftsman bungalow built on board substantial lines, which display a wealth of good taste. The room arrangement is no less a success. A family requiring 2 bedrooms will find Plan D well suited for their needs. So there's the Mayfair. Oops, let me go back. Mayfair. And there's the Mayfair on Edison. It's built in 1923. The front porch has been enclosed. We found in taking pictures when we did this that many of the front porches have been enclosed. The Gordon Van Tyne Company. Like its competition, Gordon Van Tyne was focused on creating a market for its building material, ready-cut homes, and kit homes. The company was established in 1907 as a building material distributor in Davenport, Iowa. New colorful kitchens and bathrooms are now a feature in every Gordon Van Tyne home. Also, linen closets, big and roomy with 5 shelves, clothes chutes, and a telephone cabinet. This is they had numbers on theirs, not fun names. This one is number 529. And here's 529 on Illinois Street. That's, I think, 3 at least on Illinois Street. Built in 1929. Here's the other side of it. A garage has been added onto it. And here's another one. Doesn't look like it, but it was built in 1925, and the front porch was added in 2008. That's on 4th Street. Here is the Kelton. Any prospective buyer will find their ideals realized in this distinctive home. It affords an opportunity to give your decorative taste free rein. The architect has suggested a brick terrace, flower boxes, and a box hedge as an appropriate setting for this harmonious home. And here is our Kelton on Illinois Street, built in 1929, 884 square feet. The Chatham. There is something cozy and homelike about this colonial bungalow. It suggests winter warmth and comfort, friendliness, and good cheer. Here's a picture of it, the 5-room and a bath. And here's ours. Now you might think, that looks familiar. The top picture is a Gordon Van Tyne house. The bottom picture is a Sears. Very similar. Many house plans looked very much alike. The Harris Brothers. Dozens of small, medium, and large lumber companies and mills jumped on board the home building business from 1905 to 1925. Most were like the Harris Brothers Company of Chicago, having an early corporation in a related business. The Harris Brothers were quick to see the possibilities of profit in the kit home business. Unlike many of its competitors, however, the Harris Brothers were in business of wreckage and salvage instead of milling and manufacturing. They got their start at the conclusion of the 1893 Columbian Exposition in Chicago and had an interesting distinction of being the company that destroyed the first and very spectacular Ferris wheel. With their success at destruction, which was reasonably profitable, the brothers turned to their attention on what was rapidly becoming a booming business, the kit home manufacturing. This Harris home reveals an exceptionally compact, attractive bungalow for a small family, very attractive but yet very easily built. There is a wealth of good taste displayed in the outward appearance. Ample covered porch space, a well-placed entrance, neat window arrangement, and an ever-popular pergola effects across the front porch to balance the design. The massive square columns furnished for the porch and pergola are intended to be supported by brick piers. This is Geneva's number 1002. Built in 1923, 880 square feet. A clean-cut bungalow is the ideal American home. Strength and beauty characterize every line. The low-pitched roof and wide projecting eaves and harmonious porch roof, perfect balance for the entire exterior, all combined with an impressive effect. And here's the picture of one. And here's Geneva's on North 2nd Street, built in 1928. And here's the same, you can go by that front window on Gould Street, built in 1927. Originally was 768 square feet. Unfortunately, there's no great deal of knowledge about the history of Montgomery Warren's kit home business. Like a number of other similar companies, they began selling materials, lumber, and hardware and plans before World War I. By 1922, they began selling under the Wardway name and were closely affiliated with Gordon Van Tyne, which manufactured their homes for many of the, let me try that again, manufactured their homes for many. Many of their homes were identical to those offered for Gordon Van Tyne. The Wardway ready-cut homes were sold until 1931. The Kenwood is similar to the Sears Dover and the Aladdin Lindbergh, all being neo-Tudor style homes with sloped entrance gables and accentuating chimneys. The Kenwood is easily identified by the one window aside the chimney, the paired windows on the opposite side, and recessed round entrance with a thin attic vent above. The Kenwood has clipped gables, but examples without clipped gables have been found. Although they may actually have been Gordon Van Tyne's Burton, the Kenwood was only offered a few years, but was immensely popular. They copied each other's designs quite a bit. And here is our Kentwood on Richard Street, built in 1927. The upper window dormer has been added. Here's another picture of it. Now, this house was not on our original list, but we found this one when we were photographing the one across the street. After looking it up, it's the Sears Dover plans, I believe is this one, but we can't confirm that, but it looks very similar to the ones like this one. Lewis Manufacturing Company, located in Bay City, Michigan, was one of the most prominent Michigan companies that engaged early in the kit home manufacturing business. Like Aladdin, with which Lewis had a very close ties in the earliest years, it manufactured Aladdin kit homes until 1914. Lewis produced high-quality homes in its facilities on the shores of Lake Huron. The Moretta. Can you picture yourself in a more delightful home than the Moretta? Just imagine the effects it produced when siding is stained a deep, rich brown. The shingles in the gable are white. Notice how the triple dormer, with its exposed rafter ends, breaks up the sharp angle of the roof. The wide porch extends the entire width of the house. With its steps on the side, leads an air of comfort and substantiality, which further increase the heavy volumes at each end. There's a Moretta. And here's ours. You can see the side with the gable, and they enclose their porch and move the stairs to the front. That's why it's so hard to find these houses sometimes, because of the additions that they add on to them. And now we have one more type of home, a kit home, the Lustron house. Lustron homes were created by Carl Strandland. They were prefabricated enamel steel houses for the returning soldiers. The Lustron prototype was built in Hinsdale, Illinois in 1946 and claimed to be fireproof, impervious to decay, rust, and damage from rats, vermin, and termites. Sunlight, salt water, and chemical fumes could not stain or fade the finish. The roof never had to be replaced, the exterior never repainted, nor the interior painted or papered. The low maintenance, extremely durable finish was expected to attract modern families who might not have the time or interest in repairing conventional wood or plaster homes. The homes came with 3,300 individual parts with a complete house loaded on a single trailer. Approximately 2,500 Lustron homes were built between 1948 and 1950 and sold for $8,000. In 20 months, Strandland lost money on every house he sold and could not pay back his loans. Production stopped in 1950, while 8,000 housing contracts were left on the order books and never shipped. This is on Austin. Geneva had 2 Lustron homes. One has been torn down. This one was built in 1949, 1,000 square feet. I'm not sure about the non-fading, what they suggested. Here's some pictures of the house. What do you think it sounds like when it rains? And how do you hang pictures? All questions I have. Well, thank you for attending today. Geneva has many different architectural styles in our little town. Catalog or kit homes are just a small part. When we reopen sometime soon, come take one of our tours, a Geneva on Wheels or a walking tour, and learn more about the architectural styles of Geneva.
Well, thank you, everyone. Let's see if there's any. Yes, will this video be able to watch again? Yes, this has been recorded, so it will be added to our YouTube channel, Geneva History Museum YouTube channel, and you'll be able to view it again or share it with someone who wasn't able to attend today. We've been trying to record all of our programs. You're welcome, Susan. Thank you. Thanks for attending, all of you. Let's see, another question here. You hang pictures with a magnet. That's what we were thinking. Yes, in a Lustron home. Thank you, Teresa. So fun, she says. Andrew, I have a friend who owns one and showed us how he hangs pictures of the Lustron and other artwork using magnets. Roger says, thank you. We had no idea there were so many other catalog homes in our neighborhood. Well, thank you, Roger, for attending. We love your house. Candace says, thank you. Thank you, Candace. Thank all of you for attending. Again, March 9th is our next brown bag, her story. You'd be amazed at the women that have shaped Geneva and continue to shape Geneva. Not that the men didn't do so, but it's National Women's Month, so we'll share some great stories. Mary, thank you. Love the presentation. Hope we can take the tour. We hope we can give the tour. You thought okay, Gloria thought maybe the Brunos and Hillers, Fleming's house on Fulton were kit homes. That's a good question, Gloria. And we just actually researched that for the plaque. They received bronze plaques this year. And I did not do the research, so I'm sorry I can't answer that question, but Gail would be able to help you. Jenny, thank you. Great program. I'm glad you recorded it. Jan, thank you. Well, I guess I don't have a catalog house. As it is older, it does resemble many others in town. Well, you might, they have changed some of these.
Go check the rafters.
Okay, there's more
Carefully.
questions above. Pat, how did you identify these houses? Did you just walk around town or did owners tell you? A little bit of both, I think.
A little both. We had a list that someone had originally made for us, and we started with that, and then we started looking at houses, and that's how we found the other one across the street from. They seem to be clustered in the section north of 38 downtown, and on the east side.
Like Richards in Illinois and up on the east side. And then Judy asks too, is this your full list? We discover new stuff all the time. And when they make so many changes, it is harder to discover them. So it's probably not a complete list and it continues to grow. So if anybody out there, sees something after you've seen this program, let us know. And we love to dig in and find out more. You can also go to the county recorder's office and look for the mortgages. Okay, and you can also do some of that here too. We do research for homes. We have all the land track records from King County in our archives. Batavia did a similar program. They found many by researching the tax records. The original mortgage holder for Sears Kit Homes was Sears. Very good. Thank you, Susan. And we do find some mistakes on the King County Recorder's records as far as years built. So sometimes you have to be careful. They're not always precise. Are the catalogs in the museum's archives? We do have some catalogs, don't we?
Yes.
Not all of them. Some of them we had to get, I think, online.
Mm-hmm. And there's several books out about that.
We do have some of the catalogs, though, in the archives. Thanks, great program. 128 North 4th just sold. They're doing a lot of work inside.
Oh, uh-huh.
We saw that. And that house was listed as a Wilson Brothers house when it was up for sale recently. And we kind of questioned that because it is a kit home, but maybe the Wilson Brothers put the kit together. So it's technically not a Wilson Brothers house as design wise. It's a Gordon Van Tyne, I believe, but it's maybe they put it together. That's the only, but we couldn't find the absolute, putting the two together in the newspaper and really kind of defining that. I need to know the trustees that signed for the mortgages. Oh, Garfield at 29 North Genesee. A Garfield, okay. Do you want to inform group of how close you are with the basement shelves for sale? Oh, we do have some shelves for sale. Thank you, Chuck. If anyone's looking for more storage shelves for your garage or your basement, or a neighbor you know needs to clean up their act, we got shelves. Lots of them. So all the previous metal shelving that we use downstairs, we've been selling through Facebook Messenger. But if you know anyone who needs some shelves, we've knocked the price down to $10 a unit. You could call the museum for more information, but we'd like to get the shelves out of here. We've got a story booth coming and we need to clean up and get back to normal again. So spread the word. So thank you. Two Riversides. Judy says at 426 and 428. We'll hopefully, will these notes save? I got to write some of this down. Thank you guys for sharing this. Sunlight. Riversides at 426 and 428. Okay. And Sunlight. 1020 South and 2nd. Will you do the homes that have been moved presentation again? Oh, sure, Jan. Yes, that is fascinating. And of course, there was a recent move just a few years ago of the house on East State Street to East Side Drive, which is now being worked on. So, Jan, thank you. We try to not keep doing too many programs over and over, but we do change them as we learn more information. So we do switch them up a little bit, and we will have some new programming for you as we continue through our virtual programming. We will actually in May, we have, I think in May is the historic preservation planner, Michael Lambert, will be presenting about a local architect. So, and if anyone else has ideas for these programs, please let us know. We're always open to your suggestions and ideas, or if anyone would like to put together a presentation, we're also willing to discuss that with you. Thanks again. If you have fun, if you had fun today and you enjoyed the program, we hope you support us. Please consider becoming a museum member or a donor. We need all of your support now more than ever as we continue to make this museum ready for national accreditation, we hope within the next year. So thank you for being a part of this. Thank you for your comments and your suggestions. Stay safe and warm, and we'll see you March 9th for Her Story. Take care, everybody.